What's up, guys? Hybrid Mongoose here, and welcome back to another episode of the Hybrid Mongoose podcast. This podcast is awesome. Today we have Risamazing and JT Valor, two guests on the podcast, and I do apologize for the delay in podcasts in general. This podcast was originally recorded towards the end of September, so you're talking about 3 to 4 months ago. So I do want to apologize for that. I'm going to try to keep it at least on a bi-weekly schedule coming up here. Still have another podcast with Swag Tips and Count Jinsela to actually post. So, you know, there's some other podcasts in the works that I need to edit and actually sit down and do. Before the podcast starts, I want to talk about my Patreon, guys. And if you want to check out my Patreon, link will be in the description below to help support the channel, support the podcast, and there's a couple friend tiers in there as well to become friends with me in Pokemon Go. And yeah, it is a huge help, especially in the times now where the ad revenue on YouTube in January is just terrible. So January is notoriously bad for YouTubers. So, you know, Patreon does a great job of supplementing that type of income. So it is a great help for the channel. Also, I do have new pins that just came out, which is so amazing, guys. Check this out. These pins are so gorgeous. I mean, it's hard to do them justice. In person, they look so much better than what I'm showing you here. But yeah, check out Goose Pins. They did a great job. I worked with them to get these pins made, and they are amazing. Check out the link below to get your own. I mean, they are so awesome. So I'm so happy that, you know, I worked with them and got these out. So without further ado, let's roll the podcast. And welcome my special guest, not one, but two special guests today on the Hybrid Mongoose podcast, JT Valor and Risamazing to the podcast.
Hello. What's up?
How's it going?
Yeah, but yeah, thank you guys for being on the podcast.
No problem. Been looking forward to it.
Thank you for asking us.
Yeah, and it's you know, if you guys don't know who JT Valor is or Risamazing, they are up and coming YouTubers. They both have around 400-ish subscribers. Link will be in the description below, so you can check those guys out. And yeah. So I met JT Valor at GoFest, and we hung out and stuff. And I noticed right away, you know, you got a good personality. It was fun hanging out with you. And you know, so yeah, it was good meeting you. And I'm actually looking forward to the next GoFest.
Same here.
Risa, did you go to GoFest last year?
No, I wanted to so bad. I actually made like a little 30-second pity party video. I went to Party City and got some balloons and sat there pretending to cry on the floor, and that was my GoFest. So.
Oh God, you have to go next year.
I know, I want to go so bad.
Yeah,
I want to go just so then at the beginning of the vlog I can show that little clip and then be like, hey, look, Ma, I made it.
Right.
Yeah. So
if you still got like the balloon, you can like at this like when you're at the park, you can just pop it and be like, I did
it. Yeah,
just with a tear in my eye.
JT Valor can tell you, like, that whole feeling of community is so cool in person to see that many Pokemon Go players together. And like,
yeah.
I mean, basically take whatever you felt with your community, your local community, and just heighten it by like 10 times. That's what it feels like when you're there, because it's so cool. It's such a cool feeling. And I know you watched everyone's videos and you're probably like, oh my God, you know. So but next year you got to make it. You have to, because it's like it's one of those things that it's just like, you know, God, I don't care. Well, the trick is if you're going with your friends, and I'm guilty of this because I didn't do it, but this next year I'm doing it. If you're buying tickets, buy like 4. Don't buy one, even if you need one for yourself, because 4. If you buy 4, people are going to buy it and whatever. What I did was I said that beforehand, but when I actually got in, I checked out at like, let's say the tickets went live at like 12. I checked out at like 12:01 and already had a ticket. Already had the confirmation email. I was so fast, and I was trying to get back in to buy more tickets, but because I hit 1 and hit go, I was so scared to go back out.
Oh no.
So I just bought the ticket. I was just like, forget it. And then
I had a long journey with that one. It was ridiculous how bad it was. I went through it, and it just kept saying, gotta reload, until I finally made it in, because I stopped saying, okay, I'm not doing Saturday anymore. Saturday is not happening. Let's do Sunday at the entrance that nobody cares about, because apparently nobody wanted the north entrance. I was like, all right, fine, let's do that. Immediately got in, got my ticket. I was like, whew, let's get some more. Immediately pressed the button, completely sold out. I was like,
yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, so if you
I'm so... Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, if you want to go with your friends or your friends are planning on going to, buy multiple tickets. Don't... Trust me, I didn't have a fight with my friends, but my friends were like, good going, dude. You got a ticket. No one else did. And it's just like, I felt terrible. So next time, yes, I'm going to buy like 4 or 5 tickets. You'll sell those tickets, no problem. Trust me. You're not going to have an issue.
I mean, it was literally like, just show up and get your tickets. Like, it wasn't linked to any accounts or anything like that. So,
right.
Yeah, they said they were going to link it to accounts, but that clearly didn't happen. I wonder, what the plan was with that.
No,
maybe it was just trying to fool the scalpers, but I don't think it worked.
Yeah.
No, it didn't work at all. And then they had, I don't know if you guys saw, it was like only for like a day. People didn't know if it was like a scam or not. The city or something, like some other venue was selling tickets for like $10 or $20 more.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't look into it too much because I was at work, but yeah, it was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard something about it, but I never got to check on it. Do you know what city it was?
It was some kind of company, and I forget what it was. It was like Golden Shore, something like that was selling the tickets, like first come first serve type thing for like, I think it was like slightly higher, something like that. It was like the extra tickets. It was for the will call, so you could get in the will call line like the day before and grab them. But people weren't sure if they were fake or not. So some people bought them and we didn't know, and they turned out to be real. They were real, So it was just like, huh, what? So
okay.
Yeah.
That's definitely cool. But like with stuff like that, I would just be too wary. Like, well, there goes my credit card information, like.
Yeah, that sounds really sketchy, but I'm glad it worked out for people.
It was super sketchy. I was like, oh, I don't know about that. I recently went to Nashville, as you guys, some of you guys already know. But I think Kyler was supposed to come, but he had something with his tonsils or something that I don't even know if he got that fully done yet. He got his tonsils removed. I'm not sure if he did.
Is it the throat thing that he's been getting lately?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had to cancel.
I don't know if it came back too much, but yeah, it's been messing with him quite a bit.
Yeah, he had to cancel coming because for a second there he thought he was going to be able to come to Nashville with me. And like before, he was going to stay at my Airbnb and like sleep on the couch or something. And I was just like, cool, yeah, come hang out. And then not last minute, but like a week before, he was like, yeah, this tonsil thing keeps coming back, so I can't really make it. Shout out to Kyler, but
yeah, shout out to Kyler.
But
it came back when he left Seattle too. So Seattle, Portland. So that wasn't very fun.
I feel bad. I hung out with him a ton in Chicago. I probably shouldn't spit on his food, but I don't know why I did it.
Yeah, wow, to think about how long he's been having that issue. It's all the way back from GoFest. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he definitely probably needs his tonsils out.
Pokemon Go makes him sick.
There you go. That's why he started opening up cards. He's like, cards don't make me sick. I'm just kidding.
The smell of the pack just clears out the throat completely.
I'm just kidding. So I got a question for both of you guys. What actually made you guys want to start a YouTube channel?
You go first, JT.
Oh, okay. All right. So when I first started the game, I was weighing about 276 pounds and not doing too well. And I started playing the game a ton, and just like throughout 9 months lost 100 pounds. And I thought to myself, wow, that's a really cool story. Too bad I didn't start at that point, but maybe if I start now and just show how active you can be in the game. And, also I love the community, like showing off the community. It's just really fun to like show off what we've got around here, what this game can do. It's not just a game about catching imaginary creatures. It's it's a community building thing. It's great for personal health, as I can say, and also mental health. I know a lot of people that have been very very antisocial that come out to these things because now there's a group that they know that they'll get along with for the most part,
Right. Yeah, no. And I've seen something similar. Yeah, it's, I remember you saying that. I've seen pictures of you before when you were at your, yes, you're exactly right. It would have been really cool to see that journey at the start, but you didn't know. I mean, hindsight's 22.
Oh yeah,
right?
No, for sure.
You don't know.
After the first 40 pounds, I was like, maybe I should, but I was still like, I still have a moment too where I record myself and I like look at myself in the camera. I'm just like, because it's a forward-facing camera, so I get to see myself, and I'm just like, oh, there's my face talking, you know. And then like when I was bigger, I was definitely not at all confident. So you know, I don't think I would have been able to be honest with you.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah. So Pokemon Go has given you more confidence, obviously.
Oh, for sure.
It's definitely really good for health if you play the correct way. Obviously, walking around and everything.
Right, exactly.
I mean, I know a huge group of friends that don't even. I mean, I love the community here, but a lot of them don't walk. Like they don't play and walk; they drive. So
I can't blame too many people here in Florida though, because it is hot and I melt. So you know, it's not the greatest feeling, but.
Now is coming the time where it's going to be, for especially here today. This morning was 45 degrees, and I'm like, okay, fall's here now. It sucks, and I'm gonna be honest. I'll probably be playing driving a lot more now because it's getting colder, and it's just like I don't want to be out in that cold.
No, I don't blame you at all. Like,
right.
I just got back from a week trip to Colorado, and like it was nice in the 90s in the beginning, and near the end it's in the 40s, and I'm just like, what is this? This is awful.
Yeah. So, Risa, same question to you. What made you want to start a YouTube channel?
Well, so when the game came out, I basically was like, this is going to change my life, but I had no idea just how much. Basically, throughout the game, I just kept getting more and more addicted, and I like wasn't coming home at night. I was playing all the time. So, got extremely obsessed, and it just kind of became my life. I started a local community, and when raids came out, I totally came out of my shell, and it was a lot easier to talk to people that I'd never met, because that was always something that was hard for me. And then basically, so back in high school, I actually worked for a videography company and did a bunch of things with video, and I just, some reason, never thought to connect the two. And then after being active on the Twitter community for so long, and you know, on different forms of social media, I was like, why haven't I done this yet? I can do that too. I have the skills. I just don't have like amazing equipment. So I just thought, you know, I might as well just give it a shot, see if I like it. And here I am talking to you guys. So that, you know, that shows.
Yeah. And what's kind of cool about all of us, or most of us anyway, not recently, but a while ago, you know, Reversal showcased me on a stream, my channel. This is before, you know, like this is before he did the one with you guys and everything. It's one of the first ones. And I sent him an email because he had the contest or whatever. And he already knew who I was. He actually sent me a message. Remember when he did the video about Prodigy's Nation and Big Daddy Red and all these other people? He actually said, he's like, dude, if I would have saw your channel then, I would have put you in that video. And I was like, oh, like, what? Really? You know, like back, like back when, you know, Prodigies and all them were starting, I would have been in that video, which I feel would have been, you know, even bigger for me, but it just missed its timing or whatever, right? And then I actually met Reversal in person at GoFest, the first one, and his personality immediately blew me away. This isn't just to suck up to him or whatever. He's actually a really awesome person. And when I met him in real life for the first time, it was the first time I felt like a YouTuber, because I was like, hey, what's up, man? I'm Hybrid Mongoose. And he goes, dude. And he gave me like the biggest hug. And it was the first time I was like, oh, I'm accepted in this, you know, community. I'm accepted in this way, right? He didn't greet me like another fan. He greeted me like a YouTuber. So I was like kind of blown away by that. And probably about 6-8 months later, then he did that live stream, saw that I sent him an email, and then he featured it on the live stream, which was so fun. And then, you know, and he did a similar thing for you guys too. So it's kind of cool that, like, without Reversal, and you guys also know that he saved my channel and all that. I'm not going to get into that, but he did that video bringing me back and all that stuff. But it's kind of cool that we're all connected because of him.
Pretty much, yeah.
You know, because he did the live stream, and that's the first time I saw JT Valor. That's the first time I saw Risamazing. The first time I saw you guys in your videos. And if it weren't for him, I don't think I would have. So no offense to you or anything. It's just, you know.
Oh no, like I mean, he's got the huge platform that people will look at, and I mean that's how YouTube works. Is that on the bigger platform, you know, that's how people see the smaller ones, especially when the bigger one shows off the smaller ones. So you know, there's a lot of YouTubers I didn't even know about, including recently. I didn't know about her, and then suddenly, you know, I'm hearing Reversal and Kyler talk about her, and then I'm like, hey, it's Riza. You know, like it's cool.
Being the little social media crazy person that I am, like, I didn't realize that I was already kind of friends with a lot of the smaller YouTubers. Sorry, can't talk. Like Infamous Big Rob, for example. Like, I didn't realize that he made content, but we had been friends that whole time. And then when I started like looking more into doing YouTube and like, you know, around the time of that Reversal thing, I just started realizing how many smaller Pokemon Go content creators there are. And it was crazy. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't realize I already knew all those people.
No, and it's cool how the communities come together. Obviously, Poketwan, another person, he's going to be on the podcast soon as well. Great guy.
Nice.
Great guy, really good guy, great personality in person. I don't think it fully shines through in his videos sometimes. He has amazing personality in person.
Yeah, he seems a little bit more laid back on his videos, but when it comes down to like when you just talk to him, wonderful guy, like full of energy. It's great.
I think he'll get there eventually. It's it's not offense to him or anything. It's I think he's definitely...
We all have little boundaries got to push through when it comes to filming. Like I still don't feel like I'm 100% coming through on the videos, but
right.
In time, who knows, you know, but we'll see.
Yep. It's one of those things, you know, it takes time, you know, like J Kim, I think J Kim, myself are completely desensitized to it. Don't care if I'm in public, around a crowd, whatever. It's all, the second I hit record, it all goes away. I focus on the video and what I'm doing. I don't look around me. I don't look, if someone passes me by, I don't even look at them. They can be staring at me and give me the weirdest look, and I don't care. so it's just because it's just time, you know. And actually, I was actually pretty successful even before Reversal really shouted me out, I guess you could say, because I was already up to like 32 or 3,300 subscribers, so 3,300 or so. Pretty good. Even before he like saved my channel and everything. So, you know, I did put in a lot of work beforehand. That's the only thing I could say to you guys. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of.
It's a grind.
It's a lot of grinding. It's a lot of grinding.
Especially when you have to like work a part-time job on the side and such, because you know you got to live somehow. So it's just a lot of stuff, and you just got to try to keep making videos on top of that. You know. Yeah,
and I'm trust me, I'm in the same boat. You know, I'm doing the same thing.
You also got a kid too, so you got a fun one there.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had a kid.
Yeah.
What's your kid's name?
His name is Asher.
Nice,
Hi, Asher.
Yeah, his name is Asher, and he's 1 year and like 4 months now. Yeah. So
one of my favorite pictures is when you had a picture of like sunglasses on. You were like, "Man, these shades are real cool." And I was looking at the picture. I'm like, "What's in the reflection?" And you can see your kid in the the reflection.
Yeah. Funny. Yeah, he was sitting in his high chair. That's funny. Yeah, you could totally see him in the reflection. Yeah, you know, my next question. You guys are both 40, right? I know Risa is like 40 times 2 or 3 or whatever, right?
Coming up on 3, yeah.
Yeah. And
yeah, I'm just in like, I think I have 33 million or something like that.
Yeah, I'm like approaching 40 times 2, which I think I'm like 1.9 mil, 1.8 mil away now, which is actually close. I mean, it's keep in mind, I hit 40 right probably a month after GoFest or so.
The first one?
The first one. The first one.
Nice.
That's when I actually cared about XP. So I really haven't done any mass evolves since then, since that time.
Okay. Same.
So even during, well, I regret it now. Double XP, I should have done it. Like, I'm stupid for not doing it. It's like, I got 6,000 Rattata candy. What am I going to do with this? Like, nothing. Like,
you can just stack it until they increase the level cap.
Right. Yeah. That'll motivate me for sure if they increase the level cap. I do feel, though, a lot of the hardcore players that are like 130 mil and stuff, they think they're not going to insta cap. And trust me, they're going to insta cap. You can, if you're watching this and you're a hardcore player and you don't think that, whatever. They're not going to make it 200 mil. You're out of your mind.
I'm hoping that it's going to be more than just XP, to be honest with you. Like, like you got to have certain accomplishments on top of all that XP. Like, yes, you will always have the XP thing filled up, good job, but you also have to do like some other little requirements. I'm hoping.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I just don't. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm kind of hoping, if you guys know how the level cap increase kind of worked in Ingress, I'm hoping they kind of mimic that, kind of like what you were saying, JT, with the medals maybe counting. Just a little extra requirement, especially since XP is so much easier to get now. I mean, because 40 back, pre-raids especially, was insanely hard to get to.
Like it was going to be impossible almost.
Yeah, because I was hitting like 38, I think, around the time raids came out. And I remember it was such an insane grind, and then I just shot up to 40 right as soon as raids came out. So I don't know. It's kind of become pay to win in that respect in the XP game.
Yeah.
But with so many extra ways to get XP now, I think they could justify saying, hey, you need to have caught this many Pokemon in your career to be able to hit this level.
Right. I just feel like, and I've heard it from a couple other people, the hardcore community that are 100 mil plus, they believe that, they're like, I have friends that are 130, 150 mil, and they're like, yeah, I can't wait to level cap. And I'm like, dude, there's no way the Niantic's going to make the cap 300 mil. Like, you're insane. They're not going to do that. I think at max, it'll be 100 mil to get to the next cap.
Probably, yeah.
Because if you think about it now, right, it's what, 20 mil or so?
Right.
Yeah, it's 20 mil. So if they up the level, well, go ahead.
Sorry. The only reason that I could see them justifying 200 mil but no more is because it was 2 million to get to level 30, and then it was 20 mil to get to level 40. So if they're going by that, if Niantic does decide to keep up this crazy uphill climb, they could justify that, but I don't know that they'd do it.
Yeah, it's just, here's the thing. If they make it 200 mil, you might as well just say, I'm never going to cap. Like, I'll say that right now. I'll never cap because I don't have enough time or anything. I do want it to feel, it's got to be obtainable for the semi-casual player. It can't be unreachable, is what I'm saying.
So, that's kind of how I kind of feel that way, but at the same time, I feel like there should be a point where every casual person can definitely aspire to get to, and then if you really want to push yourself even more, there's the even further up cap.
I see
maybe not even 41, 42, 43, but maybe just maybe a prestige or something weird. Just if you really want to work for it, you can do that. But here's the 40 cap.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying. I just can't see. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong, but I can't see them going over 100 mil. I just feel like it's so far out there.
That's pretty ridiculous.
I mean, only
for most people, that's absolutely insane.
Yeah, I mean, yes, could I obtain 100 mil? Yeah, definitely. But the problem is I can't grind the way other people can grind. Exactly. So it would. I mean, if we're basing this on track of how it's going now, I'll be like, see, in 2030, I'll be, I'll cap at 100 mil, or whatever.
Unless we get a whole month of Moltres Day or something, that would be pretty beautiful.
Oh god, that'd be so awesome. I would love that.
I'd have to quit my job.
I know. Oh, yeah, that would be hard. That would be hard. That'd be absolutely ridiculous. Because there's been times where it's even the Eevee community day on 2 days, right? My wife's like, do you have to do both days? I'm like, yeah, I got to do both days. I'm like, yeah, I got to do both days. I'm like, they're not going to see him around anymore. Blah blah blah. It's just
Was this really a question you had to ask? You already knew the answer to that.
Yeah. Luckily, my wife understands. She's been with me. I've been with her for, oh my god, I can't believe how long this is our 3rd year anniversary for our wedding, but we've been together for 11 years. So she knows me, and she knows me, and she knows, I'll make it up to her or whatever. So
I gotta make those 3 hours up somehow.
I know how to I know when to put. She's dating a gamer, so I mean, even back then when we first started, I used to play oh, this is a beta weekend for this MMO that I'm playing. I'm gonna be playing 1 million hours, just so you know. So she's used to that type of thing. So Yeah. So Colorado, did you actually play a lot?
So I played. I played every day, and I was like shiny hunting because that's what I do. But for the most part, I was also just trying to enjoy a vacation too, because it was the first time I got to do something besides Chicago,
Right.
So I just wanted to kind of relax. But I did do community day over there, and the community over there is fantastic. Like, we went to a park called Washington Park, and huge park. The spawns were beautiful. Like, we were seeing like 10 plus chikorritas per lure. It was crazy. I ended up with like 20 shinies by the end of it. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
All by walking too. No car at all this time. I was very proud of myself.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And I got 98% with a 15 attack and HP. So,
Ooh, love it. What did you evolve it into?
Mechanium.
Oh my God! For some reason I thought you were talking about EV Community Day.
Oh no!
Never mind.
It's okay. I was like, was there another choice that I should have chosen?
Never mind. Don't mind me.
Well, like, so Centennial Park in Nashville, which is also featured in J Kim's videos as well as Prodigy's Nation. That park is awesome. Same thing, really good spawns. I was walking as well, and I got 17 shinies. Right. So in the last hour alone, I think I got like nine shinies in the last hour. It was crazy. But yeah, honestly, Nashville has one of the best setup driving parks I've ever seen. Like, a bunch of lures on a road that goes around the park. And it has like 2 little roundabout thingies at the ends of them. And you could literally and the speed limit's like 15. It's like, this is like the perfect park to like drive around. Like, this is the perfect park. And they got 2 parks, Centennials like that too, but they have a bigger area on the inside, but you can just go on the outside and just drive if you wanted to. So there's 2 parks there, Centennial Park and Bicentennial Park.
We actually have something like that in Orlando. It's called Lake Eola. It's in the middle of like the downtown area, but it's beautiful. I mean, there's like 1 or 2 stoplights that you have to deal with, but they're usually green, so you don't have to worry about it. Like, it's great. Like, there's probably 20 to 30 Pokestops around it. It's probably not 30 for sure. Plus gyms. It's wonderful. And like, the spawns are pretty good. And especially, it's also a nest, and usually that nest is good, but lately it's not been great. But it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I always like to ask this question too, and it's a very serious question. So, pineapple on pizza. You knew it was coming. What do you guys think?
Okay, so here's the thing. I was very adamant that pineapple should not go on pizza because for a while I was very adamant about it, and I got in a huge fight with my friend over it. It was very dumb. And then I had it again, and I liked it.
That's fair. That's fair.
For shame. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm so ashamed. I was so adamant about it, and I just.
It's okay.
I don't know. I've had it occasionally, and like 1 or 2 bites, and I'm like, maybe this isn't so bad. And then the 3rd bite, and I'm just like, you know what? Let's just take these off real quick.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I've never really liked it. I love pineapple, like the cinnamon pineapple. If you get it grilled, phenomenal. But when you put it on cheese and tomato sauce, not so much.
I agree with you there. See, like I've had like a Hawaiian like sandwich where they take like ham and they like fry, like they cook the pineapple with that and put cheese on it, and it's okay.
That's really good
because they actually like grill the pineapple with the ham. But when you put it on a pizza with the sauce and that specific tomato taste, it just goes. My brain just goes, "What are you doing?" Like,
right?
Like,
there's something wrong here, and I think it's that little yellow bit on the top.
Yeah, and hey, people like what they like. I'm just curious. I always ask that question, so I had to ask you guys.
I was so adamant about it, which is why it's like I'm triggered. No, it's just I was embarrassed and very annoyed.
I kind of like this. Darn it, So
yeah, pretty much.
Well, they say your taste buds change like every 6-7 years or so.
And I think it's supposed to be 7 years. I was like 21 or 22 at the time. So if that taste bud change thing is true, that would be right around the same time. So I think that was it. But
Yep, because there's certain things I used to hate. Like I used to hate horseradish, like wasabi, anything like that. But now I actually don't mind it that much anymore. It's weird. I used to just be completely appalled to it. I used to hate mushrooms as well.
Same. I don't know why, but then all of a sudden I had some really good, I think they were called shiitake mushrooms or something like that, in some ramen, and like the best thing I ever tasted.
Yeah, because my parents always used to get mushrooms on pizza, and I always used to pick them off when I was younger. And then now, I love them. Like mushroom and Swiss burger. Are you kidding me? Like
my mushroom time will come, but it's not here yet.
It's not here yet. Yeah. I mean, hey, it's like I said. I think they do. Your taste buds change. There's one food in particular that I've always hated since I was little, and it's stayed that way, and I don't know why. And I'm not that picky of an eater, but green beans. I hate green beans.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
For me. I don't like them.
It's like every Thanksgiving too. I always get tricked by it because I'm like, oh, look at the casserole. Look how good that looks. I'm like, I gotta try a bite because it looks good. And I'm just instantly like, nope, okay. I remember.
No, the worst part is the crusty, delicious looking outside fools you, and then you dig into it and you lift it up and you see all the green and you're like, but you still got it. So you put it on.
Speaking of which, Thanksgiving is like the best holiday. That's the only thing good about the fall coming, right? Well, that and Halloween, but I mean, Thanksgiving's like the best holiday. I feel.
I like it, but now that I work retail, it's not so great because sometimes.
Oh God, retail's the worst.
And then you get to work. It's like. That doesn't sound like a great idea.
No. Retail is the worst place. That's the worst holiday for retail. Oh my God. Yeah. Black Friday.
I used to work at Target, and it was horrifying. It was one of the most terrifying times of the year. The worst day to work, though, is Christmas Eve, and mark my words, that is a fine day of your life. Just good luck. Good luck.
I work Target now. Oh, I get it. It sucks.
Yeah, that's right. You do. I forgot.
It's all good. Yeah. I mean, like, it's funny, too, because, like, I don't know why. I must have done something real bad. I can't remember it. It's all a blur now, but they don't put me on Christmas Eve anymore.
Thank God. You lucked out, dude.
That's worse than Black Friday?
It's
Black
terrifying.
Friday, honestly, isn't that bad. Everybody thinks it's pretty bad. I mean, it could be bad in the big cities, but where I'm at, we got TVs next to the freezers, and they're just like, yeah, go ahead and grab one. You want to dispute the price? It's the one time I get to say no to people quite often, which is pretty nice. But
nice.
Yeah.
It's Black Friday is not that bad, especially in a small. Like my hometown is kind of a semi-small town. But Christmas Eve is terrifying, and when I was floating around and checking people out where I could, and they stationed me at the jewelry counter. Checking people out, and I didn't even know there was a register there. That's, to put it in perspective, that was a lot. Every single check stand had a line in the front, back of the store. Like pharmacy was even checking people out. It was crazy.
Wow, you would think more. I mean, that's just poor planning on people, right? I mean, you shouldn't be getting gifts. Usually what happens is like December rolls around and I go on Amazon and I go, what do you want? Okay, click, buy, I'm done. Christmas shopping done. I didn't
That's
move.
The future right there.
Yeah. Like I didn't move. That's great. So
I never even participated in Black Friday because again, like I didn't want to be in the crowds or anything like that. So
So that's
why Cyber Monday is wonderful.
Yes, it is. It is. And actually, Cyber Monday. Jeez. I'm a nerd, right? Like I work in IT for a living, so I follow certain things. And solid state drives. This is going to bore everybody at a really good price. If you need a good hard drive, Cyber Monday, solid state drives are probably going to be super cheap because they're cheap now. So, they're going to be super cheap later. So if you want your computer to go faster, it's a good upgrade. Anyway, enough nerd talk.
Back to Pokemon.
Back to Pokemon.
Well,
less nerd talk.
Speaking of Pokemon, are you guys going to be doing the Let's Go Pikachu or Eevee? You guys get a Switch already and all that, or you prepared for it?
So I pre-ordered Eevee with the Pokeball, and I don't have a Switch yet. So this is going to be an interesting ride. So.
Oh. Time to sell some blood. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm almost in the same boat. I just can't decide which one I want to pre-order, but I also have to worry about getting a Switch. So that's the thing that I'll have to deal with.
I'm old school, so I'm going with Pikachu. Pikachu's the. I'm always going to pick Pikachu over Eevee.
Right.
I mean, it's like my second favorite Pokemon. So Charizard's my first, Pikachu's second. So it's just like
I get you.
Pikachu's always going to be first for me. If they had a Let's Go, Charmander, I'd be picking that. So
right. When it comes down to like games, like the main series games, I always went for the one, and not even usually by choice, but by like the least popular one. Like when there was, or not least popular, but a different one as well. So like I'm interested in a different experience with Eevee comparatively to. I've already had Pikachu before. Now, of course, now he's getting weird balloon attacks and surfing moves and such. So obviously it's very different, but it'll be fun to see how Eevee is as a companion Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm excited for the integration with Pokemon Go and everything. That's one of the coolest things. And I don't know if it's been confirmed yet, but I think Meltang Tan, I believe, is the exclusive Pokemon.
That's what it's looking like.
It looks like it.
And it's funny because in my video, and I left this out of my vlog, but I did pose that question to Jay Kim, and he's like, "No." You could even overhear him when I say it in my vlog. He's like, "No," you can hear him in the background, and I was right. That's right, Jay. I was right. I'm just kidding. But I kind of figured it was. I had a feeling it was, and what kind of gave it away for me was the Pokedex entry being all the way in either Gen 8 or whatever, so it seemed it's like, well, this is definitely a new Pokemon. It's definitely going to be added in the Pokedex as new. They are saying that we're going to get an unknown, we haven't seen this Pokemon before for as a present or whatever. So I'm just like,
and also it looks like his voice, Professor Willow's like voice call with Oak looks like Oak is from the Let's Go game. So it kind of makes sense, He doesn't really look like it, like he looks like he belongs in that game. So it kind of makes sense.
And then they showed the footage from Let's Go Pikachu / Eevee of the Meltan in the game. So it's just like, okay, let's put this together. But I'm actually excited to take all the Gen 1 Pokemon that aren't that good and use them in the actual Let's Go, the Let's Go Pikachu / Eevee game. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to be like, yeah, this shiny Moltres sucks. Let's put it in Let's Go Pikachu.
There you go.
I feel like that might
bad ones from trades, so now I don't have to transfer them. I can just put them in my game.
The sad part about that is you might just like be super powered at the beginning. As soon as you get to like the park,
you can't access it until later on in the game.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, like you can't just like immediately start off with like a shiny. I could be wrong, but what I've seen, kind of heard.
I'll start off with a team of 6.
Shiny Moltres.
I'll start off with a team of 6 shiny Zapdos.
Yes. Completely fair and balanced game. I love it.
Yeah, it's like I beat the game in 20 minutes. It wasn't that fun.
Why is everybody complaining? It's not that hard.
Well, like, did you hear? I mean, a lot of the hardcore Pokemon players have been talking a lot of smack about the game in general, saying that it's not a real Pokemon game, and this and this and this, and
I mean,
but my thing about that is it is geared towards the Pokemon Go player. I played the main series games too, but you're telling me that I get to like throw at the screen. I think it'll be fun. It may be boring over time. Like if you play for a long time, you might be like, man, my wrist hurts from just flinging this ball.
I'm sure it's going to be like the Wii Chuck remote kind of deal where you can just go and then you catch it instantaneously. Like I'm sure there's going to be tricks here and there, but
I'm sure. Yeah.
Like I've heard some of those complaints too, and like my major thought is, I mean, it's a new concept. I mean, you still get to battle the same way you battled in the past. You're just not battling the Pokemon when you run into it, and you also see them in the grass as opposed to just running into a random one. So I mean, it's an interesting change. We'll see how it is, but I'm not like hating on it. I think it's going to be a fun, different.
I think it's going to be so fun. I can't wait for it. Actually, and I'm definitely going to be. I mean, I'm definitely going to be covering it on my channel. I might do like a Let's Play series, but I'm probably going to do like hour segments. Like no joke. I'm just going to play for an hour and just upload it. Like that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So, because I feel like it's going to be a longer game, and like a lot of the Let's Players do like 30-minute sections, and it's just like this is a linear game that has a story. So I'm just going to go through it and just get it done,
I mean, if it's anything like Pokemon Yellow, you might be able to section it out because, I mean, like they put Jesse James in there again. So, you could probably, it probably is about the same story with now you have Meltan in there. But, might be able to kind of like, okay, I know I'll get to this point at this point, so this is when I'll cut it off, you know.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I really can't wait for it. I did get I pre-ordered the Pokeball too. Whether it's going to be a good controller or not, I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean, I'm only going to use it as a Go Plus because that's what it can be used for, right?
Yeah, I think you can almost. Well, you saw that. I don't know if you saw the commercial where the person's like taking the ball and rolling it around, and it sounds like there's a Pikachu inside of there or whatever. It's like I'm definitely not bringing that to work, you know. Like I don't.
Well, I'm totally doing that.
I don't need
I have
like.
No shame. I'll bring it to work.
I can't. I like my job's more of a professional setting, so I can't have my pocket like vibrating and like making noise.
I'm just gonna be at the counter and be like,
"Don't mind that.
How can I help you?"
Like don't mind that. That's fine. Yeah.
My boss hates it, but I already wear my Go Plus at the time. So, it'll just be a step up. It won't be on my wrist. Like I'll be able to hide it unless Pikachu starts talking. So it should be okay.
No, I'm gonna have this thing clipped to the side, like hanging there, like a trainer. I'm gonna be like
on a utility belt.
Yeah, exactly. Have a hat, and then as soon as somebody wants to battle, just turn it back. Like, how can I help you?
Yeah, your Pikachu starts making noise, and you got to roll it around a bit. You're like helping someone. You're like, 1 second, just roll it.
JT, I need to come.
You cut off. Say that again.
Oh, I said I need to come to your town and go through your line at Target just so that I can experience.
Oh yeah, don't worry. I'll see you come to. I'll be like, this is happening. All right, let's go.
I'll bring a camera.
That's
perfect.
Funny. So, next question for you guys. I have a couple Pokemon that definitely have like, they're not good Pokemon, but they have some kind of memory or like sentimental value to them in my mind. And like I'll give an example, like the first Go Fest, me Zabowski, which you may or may not know her. She was the leader in one of the leaders in XP. I think she's at 150 mil right now. But she stopped for a long time. So she was like the lead and then stopped. But she's playing more casually now. But it was me, my friend Rob, and Melissa Zabowski. We were all traveling to Go Fest, the first Go Fest. And we stopped in a place called Paw Paw, Michigan, which was on the way. You never forget that, right? So we randomly stopped at a gas station, and there's an Ampharos, which is actually quite rare, just out in the wild. And we all caught it, and it's funny enough, we didn't really talk to each other about it, but we all have saved that Pokemon. I've named it
That's awesome.
Like
that's cool.
Like Paw Paw, it says like Paw Paw, Michigan or whatever, like as where it was caught, and it's like we all kept that Pokemon. So my question to you is, do you have anything like that where you've kept a Pokemon just for a story or just for a memory like that?
I'll let Riza go first because I'm kind of trying to remember some of these because I don't have to.
Okay. Well, there are a couple. I have more, but I can only think now. So the very first week of the game, Haunter was super rare. Okay, in my defense, back then that was an amazing find. I found a Haunter on the playground, and I don't know if I have the AR picture anymore, but I took a picture of it, and it looked like it was creeping on the little kids. In hindsight, the parents probably thought I was taking a photo of their children, but I caught it and I was so excited, and I named it Kid Tickler because I thought it was so funny. And then I put it on the gym at that park, and I have the screenshot of that somewhere, but I don't know, that was just a memory that sticks out to me. And then I've always really liked Oddish, so I have an Oddish that I caught back in like August of 2016, and I maxed it out, and that's just because I like Oddish. There's really no other rhyme or reason, but he has like 150 battles won, so it's perfect.
Oh, that's funny.
For me, it's really just like I've never transferred to Shiny yet, but I always like favor the first one because like for me, my first Magikarp didn't come until 6 months after Magikarp Shiny was released, so that was a hard-fought victory. Really sucked. And when I finally saw the sparkles for the very first time, I could swear I almost passed out. But that could also.
I was gonna say, did you tear up a little bit?
I'm not gonna lie, a little bit, yeah. Like because in the beginning, before I started getting lucky and getting them all for some reason, it was rough. And now, it's wonderful now that like I finally got that first one, and then 2 days later, when I'm at Disney Springs, I get a second one. I'm just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, before the community days, I was the most unlucky person. With I swear I was cursed. I was like, I bet I'm one of the only level 40s that have not seen a shiny yet. Like, you got to remember, there wasn't, and you know this too, JT. Like, there wasn't a community day to get you those shinies.
Yeah.
So it was really just
rarely there was an event. Like,
it was wild caught.
That was the first one where that really started popping off. Like before that, it was like, good luck.
Yeah, it was like Magikarp and like
Pikachu.
Yep, those were the only two, right? Yeah, it was. Yep. So yeah, I didn't even get my first Magikarp until the last water event this year.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, 1,500 something encounters, and I got my first one. Yep, it's just like, okay. Yeah, the universe is, and I know, JT, I've seen you on Twitter. You're like my 8th magic, and I'm so unlucky with them. Like, it's unbelievable. But my very first shiny ever was a Duskull during the Halloween event. So
nice. That's awesome.
That's a cool one to get for sure. But I mean, I had to work so hard for it. It was like 3 a.m, like grinding all day to try to get. And I finally get one, and I freak out. Yeah. It's just like
Duskull was rough for me too.
That was my first one ever, and it hurt. Now it's like community day, you're gonna at least get a couple, right? I mean, it's kind of guaranteed in a way. So
speaking of which, though, this next one is gonna be awesome.
Oh my God, Beldum.
Yes.
Metagross, please.
Oh, can't wait. That's gonna be really good.
I'm already looking
so
into
excited for it.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, that song, the Silver and Gold song. I'm gonna see if that's common domain so I can use that in my videos.
Yeah.
Just use it anyway. You find a remix.
There you go. It'll be like a hard rap cover of it. It'll be perfect.
Yeah, it's funny because I have a lot of other Pokemon too that have sentimental value like that as well. And well, some of them make sense, but during this last Go Fest, I was invited to that private dinner with the YouTubers, which, let me tell you, I did not feel like I belonged. but me over here with like 5,000 subscribers, and I'm sitting with Mystic 7 and trainer tips and everything. And I'm just like, this is incredible, But it was awesome, and during that time, I actually caught a shiny Minun at the table while we were eating.
Nice.
And got 100% Jinx.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
awesome.
I've like literally named that shiny like YouTube dinner 2018. Like, I will never transfer that Pokemon ever. So
I should have done that. Like, I went to the Sylph Road after party, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was there too.
Since I was hanging out with Kyler and them. Were you hanging out at the very end when we were all just in that round booth there?
Yeah,
chatting?
I was there for a little bit. I left it around like 12:30ish. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I know how you feel about that, because I'm the guy at the time who had only probably just under 200 subscribers, and I was just talking with like Mystic 7 and them, and I was just like, wow. I definitely don't feel like I belong here, but I'm gonna sit here and act like I do.
Yeah. No, it was a cool feeling. I mean, those guys were so busy. Oh my God.
Oh yeah,
they were so busy during that whole thing, and
no offense to them, but they look tired.
I mean, Niantic was working them. That was a work thing.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't. I don't think I'm sure they had fun, but a lot of it was recording for their series and everything, which was cool.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they even got to play very much. Like, I mean, they had to work the whole time, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. I don't think they did. I remember talking back with Reversal, and yeah, he didn't. And I'm sure they had a blast anyway. Any one of us would jump at that opportunity if Niantic was like, "Hey,
you want to go to Japan for free?
Like,
do you want to be sponsored?" And I thought it was funny at first because some people were like, "Oh, they're sellouts and blah blah blah." And I'm like, "I'm a sellout. If they ask me, I'd go."
Yeah, I'm a sellout too. Come on.
Absolutely.
I'm a huge sellout. They'd ask me, I go, "Yeah, I go, yeah." Well,
and like honestly, anyone replying with like saying that they're selling out probably would sell out too if they got the opportunity.
Kidding me? it would
not
be
really selling out because I mean they've been fairly critical about the game at times too.
True. Yeah.
And Pokemon Go still invited them out, and even then I think I may be wrong. I mean they make a lot of videos, but I'm sure that like they might have mentioned some things here and there that are still they don't agree with while they were probably not in the sponsored videos, of course, but in general during their trips they might.
I'm sure.
So like it's not like they're truly selling out. Like they didn't just suddenly go, wow, everything's perfect. Nothing can ever go wrong.
Exactly.
The Earth is in the middle of the universe. Like they didn't do anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually, I know people were talking about GoFest and like maybe changing venues of where it's at. And personally, I would be completely fine if it was in Chicago again. Just because the only reason I say that is if they go to a place where there's lines, it's instantly going to be worse than because like
I remember GoFest.
We had it made this year because we get walk up to a Pokestop, no line, boom, activate the QR code, you're in. I mean the experience was way better than so much better than last year. It's unbelievable.
I got lucky last year. I didn't have to wait in the line for too long. I think it was there for maybe like 45 minutes, but I heard there was some people stuck in that line for like 3+ hours. Like it was crazy, man.
Yeah, so
that sounds like TanaCon, just less con.
Yeah, I mean, well, at least, it's very comparable. It's very comparable.
Imagine being stuck in a cage because it was literally caged up, with big metal fences filled with angry people that couldn't play a game.
Yeah, my only fear is if they change the location that we'll have lines in some capacity at another place, and it's just like we don't want that. I don't want lines.
Yeah. If you can find another place like that where you don't have to do lines, please do it. Because, I'd like a change of scenery. But at the same time, if you can't really do it, Lincoln Park is perfect. Do it.
Yeah. I say New York City if they're going to do it again.
Yeah, Central Park kind of area.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. It just give me an excuse to go there because I don't think I've never been to New York City. So I'd love to go there just because. So
yeah, I've never been off the West Coast and I definitely want to go to one day. So like Niantic, if you watch this for some reason, please.
Yeah, I mean, you and Kyler should just take a road trip. There you go.
Yeah.
He's only in Idaho. I'm gonna pack.
Save some money.
Set up the car, drive over to us, I'm down.
Yeah.
Get in the bus.
Well, you know what we were talking about next year, and I'm planning this out. The next time they actually do a GoFest, like they actually plan it out. I'm gonna be like, hey, and I don't know if there's gonna be room, but I'm definitely gonna be like, hey, YouTubers, let's get a house. Let's get like a 6-bedroom house and rent that entire house for this purpose. And
so it'll be like the Team 10 house, but with like actually
with humans.
With humans. Yeah,
with real humans.
Not lizard people.
Possibly non-psychopathic individuals.
Right.
Hey!
I'm gonna say possibly though, because I'm not too sure.
So we've already hit.
No one's really sure.
What's crazy, guys, is we've already hit 52 minutes. Isn't that nuts?
Oh my goodness.
Really?
Yeah, we've hit 52 minutes already. Oh. So time flies when you're having fun. But this is the time where, we answer some questions. And I know you guys both saw the tweet. And, we're going to answer a couple questions, and like we do on all the podcasts. So let's see here. This is a quick one. So Shadow Cold 69, trainer level 40, has a question. It says, what editing software do you guys use in your vids?
I was editing on my phone at first, and then I really hated that because it kept crashing because my phone doesn't have enough RAM. So then I started using Premiere Pro again, and it's definitely a lot better.
Nice.
Yeah. I
also use Premiere Pro. I've been doing it since the beginning.
I'm one of the outliers. I use Sony Vegas. I know Reversal uses Sony Vegas as well. That had no hindrance on, why I use it. I was using it before I even knew he used it, but it kind of does everything I need it to do. So
right. If you're comfortable with it, then stick with it.
I've gotten so efficient at it. I know all the shortcuts and everything. I'm so fast at editing with it. It's like I can't switch, and I feel like if I do, I have to relearn everything. It'd be almost like learning to walk again, and it'd just be like, I don't want to redo that. So I don't think there's any features. There's a couple features in Premiere Pro that it has that I like. One being to actually sync the audio based on the sound waves. It can sync the audio for you. I have to
do that. It's not always 100% perfect, but yeah.
Yeah, I have to do it more manually. So whenever I record, I'm like sync before I actually start saying anything, so I can sync those. I use it by the sound waves, and that's what I usually do. Right. So, and I'm used to that. But yeah, so I didn't even know that because like Jay Kim over the last weekend, he was like, why are you doing that? You don't Sony Vegas doesn't sync the audio, and I'm like, no. There might be a feature, but I haven't heard of it. So, okay. So next question's by Christian983. It's going to pop up on the screen right now. It says, do you think the introduction of Meltan after Community Day was done with a certain purpose because Chikorita on itself wasn't so awesome?
Not really.
Not really. No, I don't think it was meant to overshadow Chikorita the way that it did. But it definitely added a twist to Community Days because I've noticed a lot of people getting a little bit disinterested with Community Days, less because of the Pokemon and more just because it's a regular thing every month. Like next month, if they're not concerned about getting every shiny, I've noticed a lot of people just being like, I'll go to the one next month, So I think it might have been a way to just energize Community Days themselves while promoting Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
Right. Yeah, I was definitely thinking that it's definitely more of a Let's Go Eevee, because they wanted to get that out there and show it. Because, like, honestly, I know there's a lot of people that were not all that excited about Chikorita because of the meta relevance, but I don't really care about that. I just think, is the shiny look good? And shiny Chikorita looks really good. Nice autumn scheme, so I like it a lot. But yeah, it was definitely, I feel like it was just more for Let's Go. Just like hey, look, there's something weird and mysterious. And then we'll talk about it a little bit later,
Yeah, I agree. I believe it was more of a marketing thing. Like you guys were saying, especially with it being like a month or so, not even, probably about a month and a half now, right?
Yeah,
away
November 6th, right?
So I think it's a marketing thing, and they wanted to show something that's in both games. So nobody knew what it was at first. Some people were saying it was a glitch, and I was like, "There's no way it's a glitch. Like it's not a glitch."
That's not possible.
Yeah. So
and they're all turning into Dittos somehow. Like it seems like a lot of coding for a mistake, but I mean,
Some people are also saying that it was a placeholder for another Pokemon. I'm like, no, it's not. Like
awfully animated for a placeholder.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Some people were reporting they were seeing Kelsey-on and sure how to take those.
Yeah, I saw the pictures and I did see a video, but I never saw one. I never saw Kecleon.
No, me either.
Yeah.
Me either. I still suspect shenanigans, but maybe not. Yeah. I don't know.
All right.
Who knows?
I just that one seems more like a glitch than the Meltan.
No, yeah, for sure. That one seems like a mistake. And that hasn't shown up again, so.
Yeah.
Exis,
trainer level 40 times 2.
Hey, Exis.
It says,
my friend.
Curious to see everyone's opinion on how they think breeding will be introduced to Pokemon Go. What new features or changes to the current game that'll help be implemented in etc. 2 Pokemon per farm, gym, and throw out an idea out there would be a large, entertaining conversation for sure. We can't touch on this too much, but
there's a lot there.
I mean, yeah. Well, first of all, I mean, God, they'd have to make some kind of park so you could do the breeding, right? I mean, they'd have to have some place to have it at.
They could make it like a gym, like you can leave your 2 Pokemon in a gym. But then you could probably take advantage of all those gyms. So maybe it has to be specific gyms, like there's an EX gym and then there's the breeding gym. They could do something like that.
They could do something like that. The only reason that I don't think they'll include it as a whole, we know Niantic likes money, and incubators make them a lot of money. That's the only reason I don't think they'll bring in that feature. But maybe they could tie it in somehow with Let's Go, and maybe we could get eggs from there. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So here's another thing too, though that is a good one. I didn't even think about the Let's Go part, so that's cool. But what if also when the gym has an egg for your Pokemon, the egg shows up, kind of like a raid egg, but obviously you're the only one who could see it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably like a bigger egg, because obviously they don't want you just to make a ton of 2K eggs. Maybe like your breeding egg takes a while to walk. Hence why maybe you want to buy yourself a super incubator. I could see them doing that for sure.
Yeah, I can see
what
that.
They could do, what they could do to not kill incubator sales so much is they could make like an extra section, say like 3 of the eggs you bred for on top of that. So that would actually up their sales because you want to hatch the ones you got from stops while you were hatching the ones you
exactly.
bred for, maybe.
Exactly.
I throw my money at that.
2Ks and and you don't want 2Ks anymore because you want 10Ks or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
Yeah, no, I could see that happening too. Yeah, it's so many unknowns. We still don't even know how they're going to do PvP and all that either. So, I mean,
apparently it's coming soon though.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, we know that it's coming for sure. We know that.
Yeah.
What I would like to see, and I think it would be kind of fun, is if they actually had like Team Rocket encounters. I think that'd be like the coolest thing ever. Like you're just playing and you're grinding.
That'd
and
be awesome.
All of a sudden it's like Team Rocket has found you. Blah blah blah. Do you want to battle it? And blah blah. And you could battle Team Rocket, and if you win, you get like extra things. So it'd be like almost like a little PvP thing, but with an NPC, not a person.
I actually thought about this too. Like that would be a fun event where it could also be like a Let's Go thing where like Jesse and James has appeared, and you have to. And it's like it could be a story as well. Like go out and battle so many rockets. There's also like the brand new shinies could also be Meowth and Ekans and Coughing, you know, like it's a cool event. And at the very end, once you've defeated all this, you've done everything they asked, and you do a final battle with Jesse and James. And then when you defeat them or whatever, and you get whatever reward. Yeah. I thought that would be a lot of fun.
That'd be so awesome.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah. Right. And it'd be cool if you could do it with multiple people too. So say they made Jesse and James like hard, like a raid boss. You could do it with like 5 friends or something like that.
Imagine a 6-star Meowth.
Yes.
I mean, it's a cool concept for sure. Yeah. So yeah, I think breeding is definitely super far away. Like I think it's far. Unless, like you said, they do something involving with it with the Let's Go, which they definitely could. We don't know all the details yet, so that'd be cool. That'd be definitely cool.
It's like, do you want to take this egg in this game, or do you want to send it over to Pokemon Go? Like,
right.
I can see that working.
Right, guys. So yeah, that's it for the podcast, guys. That was fast, right? I feel like that was fast.
It doesn't feel like an hour, but
yeah, it was an hour. Yeah,
we made it.
Yeah, so is there anything you guys want to say before the end of the podcast here, before we end this?
After you, Risa.
What was your guys' starter? I wanted to ask that earlier, but I forgot.
Mine was Charmander.
Oh, for Let's Go or for Pokemon
Go?
I
don't have it anymore either.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was Bulbasaur. Because I was in the middle of work when I got it, and it was the first thing that showed up, and I was like, oh, cool. Didn't even think about it.
Do you still have yours, JT?
No, I grounded it into fine powder, and it's far away.
Guys!
Yeah.
You're heartless. I still have mine, and I maxed him out, and I love him to death. His name is Zippo.
I was like, yeah, you suck. Your IVs are terrible. Get out of here.
I was just like, oh, wow. This
does sentimentality mean nothing?
Your keeper. Goodbye, 10 CP.
Goodbye, 10 CP. It's pretty much what it was.
I maxed mine all the way out. Imagine the Stardust. Like, imagine how much...
Right.
I went to Charmander Nest so many times just to max him out because I loved him.
Oh, man. That one was rough too. Finding a Charmander was
hard. Yeah. No,
especially in my area.
Yeah, it was rough. I remember I had to go to a nest for it. I had to go to a nest, and it was like an hour away, and I drove an hour just to go to this nest that had Charmander. Yep.
I did the same thing.
In the day. Way back in the day. So yeah, no, I want to say thank you guys for being on the podcast. This was an awesome time. Definitely have to have you guys on again.
It's a lot of fun.
That's gonna do it. So see you guys.
Okay.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.
And that is going to do it for the podcast, guys. What a great time. We talked about some things that were a little dated, of course. PvP wasn't out then, as well as Pokemon Let's Go wasn't even released then. So there's a couple things that we were talking about a little dated, but I knew this podcast was good, and I wanted to get it out there and post it for you guys. If you have not checked out JT Valor or Risamazing, check out their channels in the link below. Subscribe to them, support them. They were awesome guests. Also, remember to check out the pins, guys. The pins. Check out the new pins that we got. They're awesome. Thank you, Goose Pins, for actually helping us create these, they're just so gorgeous. I had this logo made a long time ago, and they just really captured it perfectly. So it is awesome. Also, check out the Patreon if you want to help the channel and support podcasts like these. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for the podcast. If you enjoyed this podcast, remember to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later.